and welcome to yet another video of Writing Task 1. Today we're going to discuss Module 9 Step-by-Step Guide to Multiple Graphs. So, in this module, we're going to study two bar charts and a pie chart in the same question. It includes question analysis, planning, structure, introduction, overview and details. In the last module, what we studied was pie charts and tables. So let's begin today's module. Here, two types of graphs are given. One is bar chart and the other is pie diagram. As there is two graphs given, this is a multiple graph. Let's analyze the bar chart first. As you can see, there are two bar charts given, one for the year 2005 and other for the year 2015. Title is, the chart shows internet speeds in 5 different Australian cities in megabytes per second in 2005 and 2015. In x-axis, 2 years are given, and on y-axis, internet speed in Mbps is given. There are 5 categories in this graph which represent 5 Australian cities: Sydney, Melbourne, Perth, Adelaide and Brisbane. Sydney is in green color, Melbourne in red, Perth in yellow, Adelaide in sky blue and Brisbane is represented using the purple color. As there is no continuous time period given, we can conclude that this is not an overtime graph. So, the purpose of this graph is compare and contrast. We will be comparing the 5 cities and then 2 years given. This is all about bar chart. Then, let's analyze the next one. This is a pie diagram. Title is, the graph shows the type of internet connection Australian people had in 2010. There are 4 different categories, namely broadband, dial-up, mobile and none. Broadband is represented using green color, dial-up red, mobile yellow and none in sky blue color. It is not an overtime graph because only 1 year is given. So the purpose of this graph is compare the 4 types of internet connections given. One more thing, the data is given in percentage. So the question analysis for the bar diagram is overtime? No, just 2 days, 2005 and 2015. Title, internet speeds, categories, 5 cities, unit of measurement, Mbps, purpose, compare 5 cities and compare 2 dates. Going on, question analysis for pie chart, date 2010, title, type of internet connections, categories, 4 types, units, percentage, purpose, compare types in 2010. After question analysis, we have to find key features. In the bar chart, when you compare the 2 years, we can find that internet speed of Sydney increased, Melbourne increased, Perth increased, Adelaide increased and also Brisbane it increased. That is, all increased. Comparing the 5 cities, we can see that Sydney had the fastest internet in both years. So, the key features for the bar diagram are all increased, Sydney fastest internet. Next is pie diagram. Here we can see that most people use broadband and also mobile is in second position. So the key features are most people have broadband, significant proportion have mobile. Now we found out the key features and it is time to make the structure. Structure. Paragraph 1, Introduction. In the introduction, we will be paraphrasing the question. Paragraph 2, Key features of both charts. In multiple graph, we have to include the key features of both graphs in the overview, that is paragraph 2. Paragraph 3 is details of chart 1 and paragraph 4 details of chart 2. In detailed paragraph, we have to include one graph in one detailed paragraph and the other graph in other detailed paragraph. Here, we will be including the details about bar chart in the first detailed paragraph and pie chart in the other detailed paragraph. I hope you understood the structure. Now, introduction. The question is, the graphs below show the internet speed in 5 different Australian cities in 2005 and 2010 and how Australians connected to the internet in 2010. It is paraphrased as, the bar chart displays how fast internet connections were in 2005 and 2015 in 5 cities in Australia, and the pie chart illustrates the type of internet connection people in Australia used in 2010. This is how you paraphrase the question. Going on to the overview. Overall, internet speeds increased in all 5 cities between 2005 and 2015, with Sydney having a much faster connection than any other city in both periods. In 2010, most people connected to the web via broadband, but a significant proportion used mobile connection. Here, we included key features from both graphs. We can see that in the first sentence, we describe key features of the first graph, and in the second sentence, we describe the second graph. As you can see, there is no data given. Just key features are represented generally without data. Going on to detailed paragraph 1. In the detailed paragraph 1, we will be describing the first graph, which is bar diagram. In 2005, Sydney had the quickest internet with a speed of approximately 13 Mbps, and this increased only slightly to 14 Mbps in 2015, but was still the fastest by nearly 8 Mbps. Melbourne's connection nearly tripled from just over 2 Mbps to nearly 6, making it the second speediest in 2015. Perth, Adelaide and Brisbane's speed increased to just under 6, just over 3 and just over 2 respectively. Here, the words used for describing data accurately is approximately 13 Mbps, only slightly to 14 Mbps, nearly 8 Mbps, just over 2 Mbps to nearly 6, under 6, just over 3 and just over 2. And the words used for comparison are quickest internet, increased, still the fastest, nearly tripled, second speediest, speeds increased, respectively. Now, detail 2. Here we'll be describing second graph, which is pie diagram. In 2010, the majority of people living in Australia used a broadband connection to surf the net with 62.09%. However, just over a third of people used a mobile device to access the internet, whereas a very small percentage of people either used dial-up or had no connection at all, with 1.48% and 0.89% respectively. Here we can see that data is represented accurately, and also we have used words like majority of people and very small percentage of people to compare the 4 different connections. Now, this is the final structure of this report. If you write like this, you can score a band 9. You can pause the video and read it by yourself. Now let's look at the key lessons. The first one is include both in introduction. That is, you have to include the question for both graphs in the introduction itself. Then, pick 1-2 key features for each graph and report these in overview, no more than 4. You have to choose 1 or 2 key features from each graph and you have to report them all in the overview. And make sure that you don't choose key features more than 4. Always remember that you have to include key features of both graphs in one overview. You don't have to use 2 separate paragraphs for 2 graphs. Next, Write about first type of graph in details paragraph 1 and write about the second type in detail paragraph 2. As I mentioned earlier, you have to write about the first graph in first detail paragraph and the other graph in other detail paragraph. Don't have to include everything. We say this all the time for all the graphs. You don't have to include everything you see. Only include the most important things. That is all. One more module is over. In the next module, we will be looking at grammar and vocabulary guide for charts and graphs. So, once again, thank you for watching. See you in the next module. Till then, take care and bye.